Hi everyone, welcome to Fossil's Kitchen. For today's recipe is this flavorful palm nut soup. I'll be sharing with you one of my favorite ways to make it. So if you would like to know how I made it, please keep watching. Here are the ingredients I'll need for my palm nut soup: some goat meat and smoked mackerel, but feel free to use any meat you prefer. Find the complete list of ingredients needed for this recipe below. Let's begin with the seasoning ingredients for the meat. Here I'll be using 1 medium onion, 1 thumb-sized piece of ginger, a handful of parsley, and a few cloves of garlic. I'll give them a quick blend to incorporate into the meat. Here's the goat meat that's been thoroughly washed and cleaned. Transfer this into a pot and season the meat with a blend mix of ginger, fennel seeds, and cumin seeds. The blend of ginger, fennel, and cumin seeds brings a new depth of flavor to the soup. Along with all-purpose spices, our blended seasoning, 1 small chopped onion, Himalaya pink salt, and 2 bay leaves. You can also add a stock cube at this stage. Mix everything together nicely. At this point, I will not add any water. I will simply let it simmer for a few minutes. Now I'll add some pre-cooked assorted meat, which include cow foot and bomo. If the assorted meat isn't pre-cooked, add it along with the meat at the beginning. Mix well, then let the meat cook in its own juice, allowing the flavors to infuse before adding water. After about 10 minutes, I'll add water, just enough to cook the meat, and also add the vegetables. I have 3 tomatoes, 1 medium onion, 2 Scotch bonnet peppers, and 2 tablespoons of tomato puree. Adjust the amount of Scotch bonnet pepper to your taste. Cooking these with the meat allow them to absorb all of the flavors and seasoning. Cover and allow it to cook until the vegetables are tender. After a couple of minutes, when the tomatoes are cooked and you notice the skin starting to lift, remove them and set them aside for blending before adding them to the soup. I'm also taking the meat out to grill. I like it when they have a bit of crunch. It really does make a difference to the soup, enhancing the flavors. However, this step is optional. Now, blend or grind the tomatoes, onions, and Scotch bonnet peppers. I prefer this method for the recipe because it releases more flavors compared to blending. Add the blended ingredients to the meat stock. Now, mix well and allow it to simmer for a few minutes. While that's simmering, I'll prepare the palm nut. I'm using palm nut concentrate from a can today. Back home, we traditionally make this soup with fresh palm nut fruit, which can be time-consuming. Since I don't have access to that, I'm using palm fruit concentrate instead. It's way easier and more convenient. Empty the can into a bowl. Add hot water. And mix well to dissolve the paste. Then I'll let it sit for a few minutes to allow any residue to settle at the bottom before filtering. I usually filter this mixture 3 to 5 times to ensure no debris seeps into the soup. I'm not sure if it's visible, but there are some soil particles from the palm nut paste. If you're enjoying this video, please consider subscribing. Pour the palm nut into the pot and mix well. Cover it and allow it to simmer for 20 minutes over medium heat. After a few minutes of simmering, you will notice a foamy layer rising to the surface. This means that the palm nut soup isn't fully cooked yet. Now, after 20 minutes, If you see the palm oil rising to the top, it means it's ready. I'll then add the grilled meat and let it simmer on low heat for a few minutes. At this point, don't forget to taste and adjust the seasoning according to your liking. I added a pinch of salt, but forgot to capture this on camera. I'll skim off some of the oil that has risen to the surface for another recipe. Now I'll add some washed aubergines and okra. Mix well and allow the veggies to cook. These veggies add a crunch and texture to the soup, but feel free to skip them if you prefer. I'm also adding basil leaves to enhance the aroma of the spices. I'll now add some smoked mackerel. This is optional. I'm adding it last because the fish is delicate and I don't want it to fall apart. Adding some chilies for extra heat and allow it to simmer for 5 minutes. Our palm nut soup is ready. I'm going to serve this with fufu. This soup also pairs well with semolina, rice, eba, and more. I personally like this consistency, but if you want a lighter soup, feel free to add more water when mixing in the palm nut. This soup is a personal favorite. It's both delicious and easy to prepare. I highly recommend giving it a try. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment below and let me know what you would pair this soup with. Thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing, like and share. Until next time,